Eeny, meeny, miny. Yeah. That one. Yeah, in case you hadn't guessed it, I'm going to tidy this hammer up. It's not the worst one out of the bucket, but it needs a bit of a tidy up. The ends are a bit... We'll sort them out. It's almost like the handle doesn't quite fit right, but again, we can sort that out. And then having a quick look, I don't know what that is. Don't know if that's a wedge. I have to try and separate that. So, yeah, I've basically got my shiny bench grinder. I do have a polishing wheel for that end. But the basic aim is to, well, clean this up. It's been in the back of a shed, probably for at least 8 years it was in the shed here. I don't know how long ago it was in the shed back at our old house. So, yeah, going to start working through these hammers. I don't think I want to put a bigger point on it because that's quite a... Maybe tidy that up a smidge. I don't know. But anyway, first things first, let's get the handle off the head. Thud. I think it's got a metal wedge in there, so I'm going to have to try and get that out. It's nearly out. Very nearly out. I think one more hit. Thankfully there was a crack so I can get the screwdriver in the crack. But I think I've got to be careful it doesn't go fly. Oh, that was quite easy. Yeah, that's going to need cleaning up as well. A little bit rusty around the edges. Right, so now I'm in bits. Obviously, going to clean up the head. And then I'm going to clean up the wedge. I'm going to clean up this end. Round it, because it's been obviously hit over the years. And then at this end, because of that split, I'm a bit wary. So what I might do is I might cut that off, round this down a little bit so that it'll fit and give me a solid-ish, it'll be a slightly shorter hammer, basically. Is it a hammer pick? I don't know. So if anybody can tell me what this hammer head is, it's like a brick splitter or something. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I think the plan is shorten that, get rid of that split so it doesn't get any worse, especially as I've been hammering through it. Shape this to fit, put the wedge back in. Job's a good one. So I guess we start with this. I think the first way to do it is to use my rotary tool and just sanding bit on the end of it. See where I go from there. Right, I thought I was recording, obviously not. Just taking the surface rust off with a sanding bit, just to see what sort of shape we're in underneath. I'm going to need a slightly smaller bit to get in there, and then we'll just see how we're getting on. £1. I think that's what that says. Looks to be, I don't know if it'll come up, but that's a 1, and I think that's an LB. But we'll see when we clean it up a bit better. Alrighty, first pass with the brush and a bit of sanding. It's coming out quite nicely. We can do better. We're going to do better. Alright, the actual head's coming along quite nicely. Probably going to give it another couple of go over with some finer grit and then buff it. But rather than that, I need to focus on this for a second. So we're going to use the same, well, it's a new sanding bit, but take the lip off here and then mark the rough depth that it needs to go, and then round it off a little bit. It's only a couple of mil, but hopefully I can get a little bit of a lip to hold it in play and we'll be able to cut that off completely. So yeah, now first thing first is measure and mark and then sand again. Alright, got this slightly sanded down, got a lip for the hammer itself. Now the trick is to cut the end off and then get it to fit a bit better. There's still a lot more wood to come out of that. The end's sort of been rounded off. I can do a better job there, but yeah. So cut the end off. Cut the end off. More through luck than judgment, but the handle almost fits. Got to take a little bit more off here, and then just to make it an easier thing to put on. But the wedge will actually spread the wood. When you put the wedge in, it spreads it slightly so that it holds it in place better. So I don't want this loose, but I don't want it too tight that I can't get it on. So yeah, back to taking a little bit more off here. Alright, so if I give that a bit of force with hammer, that'll definitely go in, and then the wedge will spread it, but obviously still got to do this end of the hammer a little bit better. It's not far off, and then I want to tidy the handle up a lot more, so I'll come back to you once I've done that. Well, I'm calling that done. Put a bit of wax polish over everything just to protect it, and because I really wasn't paying attention, I did actually cut the handle a little small, so it does move a little bit, but not horrifically so. But given what it was, it's a fun little half a day project. I still need to figure out the buffer, because I'm not quite sure of the stages of that. But yeah, no, I'm quietly pleased with that. Do like how the handles come out, given that it was a right state. And we've still got a lot of the original dents and dings and scrapes and stuff to make it look like it has been used. It's just been cleaned up, and I've even got a little bit of a scorch mark on there. I don't know where that's come from, both sides. So yeah, we'll call that good. That's that one done. There will be another bucket of hammers video, but for now, that's that done. I'll see you next time. Ta-da!